Okay, so now I'm going to do a shading on white paper with colored pencils. I already drew the objects out. And I made the objects bigger on this one. And you can get more detail with the colored pencils. So I just decided to do one. And we haven't done one on white paper except for the practice ones. So again, I'm going to start with this object. I'm just kind of washing it with a light gray. I may leave some areas white. Kind of outlining an area that I want to leave white because there's a highlight. So again, when you're using the white paper, you're using the paper again, but you're leaving the highlights white, and you're adding the dark. So you're leaving the paper as the highlight if you can. Hopefully you'll see and you can also do this in graphite, which I might do later, but you can see what material you like to work with the most. And this will take longer than the chalk, but you'll get a different result. I'm just lowering this a little. I'm making just kind of a mark for where I want to leave this white. And then I'm going to come in here with the gray. I'm still not pressing that hard. I'm just getting basic areas of value in before I refine. All right. That's a start for that object. And I need to look at this bottom thing. I'm going to come in with a darker gray. It's pretty dark right here. I'm going to enhance this with black later. Okay, it's also dark on this side. I'm just looking for areas that are darker among or in the areas that I did with the light gray. The light gray was just kind of a start. And I'm trying to blend it in rather than having it look like chunks or shapes of light and dark. Okay, so this line is going to be darker. You can get a lot more detail with these, obviously. You can get really nice, crisp, clean lines. Okay, that's still not done, but that looks a lot better. I'm going to come back to it because I need to kind of go. I don't like to work on one thing and like perfect it, but then there's nothing over here. I like to work around. So let's take a look at this. This is much darker as a whole, but there's a big highlight right here. Just kind of outlining the highlight. And there's a highlight on the top one. Right here. I'm going to come in here with the darker gray. I'm really not pressing that hard yet. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm just blocking in areas of value. So this is a little bit darker over here. I'm putting dark here. And also darker on this side. Okay. Now, that's not done, obviously. I'm going to get the lighter gray for the top of this. Again, this is done in layers. Some people do it differently, but I find this way easier to do like layers and layers of the drawing, like going from blurry to focused. I'm just blocking in a lighter value gray as the base for this part of the drawing. And this has some white in it, so I'm going to leave that alone for right now. I'm going to go back to my dark gray. And I'm just looking at the parts that are darker here. I'm actually going to sharpen this. This is a textured piece of paper. Again, I prefer textured. People have different preferences. But you're going to have to sharpen your pencils a lot while doing this. All right, down here, it's dark but gets lighter as it goes up. Okay, I need to focus on this, so I'm going to get the lighter gray again. This needs to be sharpened as well, and I'm going to kind of leave it white in the middle. Same thing down here. Okay, just sharpening it because it got really dull. I'm going to go white in the middle. Then I'm going to go on this. And I'm putting in a light gray for a base for this rim. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to press harder at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to get a, let's say, for the top, see how that looks. I'm going to go for the dark. I'm going to go a little darker than that. So I'm going to get the dark gray and put in this rim. And here as well. And I'm going to do the top as well. And this. Okay. No, it still needs a lot more work, but that's kind of a base. Since I have my dark, I'm gonna kind of put a dark gray in these cast shadows, which I'm gonna add black to later. I know these cast shadows probably don't look correct because I'm making them up because you don't see them on the table, but they probably should be over here, but they could be here as well. I'm just getting in a base value for the cast shadows. Okay. And this needs a darker, hold on. I'm gonna use the medium here. Okay, so now I need to refine. I'm just going to try to do one thing at a time. Now I'm going to get actually the black for the edge. It's pretty dark. And I'm going to have that blend into the gray. And the cast shadow is going to be dark as well. I want it dark next to this edge so this edge stands out. Trying to blend. Then I'm going to come in here with the white. Go back to the light gray. Doesn't look perfect, but okay, let's see what value this is. So it's really light right here where the highlight is. And then it gets darker. No. Let me just sharpen this again. I like the layering of colored pencil. I think it looks really nice. I'm actually leaving a white space right there because there's kind of a little highlight on the edge. And over here, it's dark on the bottom and light on the top. Okay. So now I'm going to look at this one, which is really dark over here. So I'm going to use black. Just some things I want to define over here. Okay. Sorry for moving around like that. Okay, and I'm going to go in with the dark gray here. Again, this could take a couple of hours, but I'm just showing you a bit of it. And there's a highlight that I need to erase right here. It's kind of, yeah, about right here. It did erase, well, it's kind of maybe making it messier, but some of the pink of the eraser got on there. Let me take a look at this and darken this cast shadow. Okay. Now, again, this is going to be dark at the bottom and really dark right here. Again, this is Chiaroscuro, which is all the values on the value scale with gradated shading. And that's all the drawings that I did are in Chiaroscuro. The black paper, the gray paper, and now the white paper. So I could enhance this for hours, but I mean, once you kind of get the idea, I'm going to take a look at this a little bit more. And I'm going to try to make this kind of a line. I'm going to come in with the gray and have it blend into the black. And oops, I made a line right there that I didn't mean to make. And then a light gray here. let me try to erase that. And I'm just taking a look at this. I left more area white than I really should have, so I'm just kind of working with that now. Then I'm going to get my dark. And my black. So this is casting a shadow on this bottom part, and I could go on, but I think that's kind of enough. That curve looks a little weird to me, but you get the idea, so I'm going to stop here.